Well, it's more fun to win than to lose, so it was fun there. I think we had much more skilled and talented players than any of the other teams. I think we were at one year probably so good that our fourth or fifth man might have been able to win at number one singles there. So we had a lot of very good players and was undoubtedly one of the best teams in all of the Midwest.
The team back then was well coached. We had just Brian Eisner, a young guy who had come out of Michigan State, had finished his master's, was working on his doctorate, and he became the coach just when I was a sophomore, and he inspired the team to a new level. He said, our goal is to win the MAC championship. So everybody felt a strong relationship to help each other reach that goal. And for me, it was a wonderful experience being an athlete my whole life. I won the Brooklyn Championships in New York, so I played a lot of tournaments, so I was very much into tennis. So he was a wonderful guy to have as a coach because he was very driven. We would be in good physical condition, mental condition, and also that we would support each other. So it was, for me, it made college a lot more fun.
It was one of those experiences that I always came back, and it was like it was embedded in me. You know, it was just that important at that time.
The information and the experience that I got at the university did amazing things for me, certainly in terms of tennis and for my life. Brian Eisner, who was coaching then, treated each of us as an individual and as a team, and he took a lot of time to work with all of us. He especially helped me with my serve, which I thought when I started was the best part of my game, but he did a great job. He was willing to go bend over backwards and spend a lot of extra time with me to make it happen. The social life and the academics here were excellent, and it's interesting to see the school because it's about 5 times the size it was when I was here.
Because of the season we had, I think it gave myself and all the players a lot of confidence. We went into the next year, my sophomore year, well, it was my junior year, and again we won the Mid-American Conference Championship.
It was just a lot of fun on the team when we had such a dominant squad. We'd end up having 8 or 9 finalists when we got to the tournament and win most of those. So we really won the MAC very, very readily. And we were competitive with a lot of Big Ten schools. And even when we went down south, we were very strong playing against them.
The thing that really was different from the tennis I had played at younger ages and juniors, which was very individualized, is this was for the team. And the team doesn't move forward unless everybody helps each other. That's very different when you're all there by yourself. And that's a reward in terms of something to learn that I was able to take with me through the rest of my life and career. And probably the thing that's the most valuable. If I were to be able to advise any of today's players, is that cherish the opportunity to be a part of a team. It's not natural for a tennis player, even in doubles, but it's only 2. But you're only as good as your 6th or 5th player, because when everybody's finished playing except for one person and they're the number 5, whether the 5 wins or not makes everybody win or lose. So cherish the team and invest in everybody.
This was in the 60s, and as you can see, I'm a person of color. I have some colorful guy. Well, we went through North Carolina, and at that time, I couldn't stay at one of the hotels. So I was all right with that, and I said to the coach, I'll go down the street and stay at the Black Hotel. He said, no, we came down here as a team, we're going to stay as a team. So I didn't ask for this. The whole team went to the Black Hotel and stayed there, and I thought, wow, what a gesture, what a coach. We're our team, we're not going to, leave Eric by himself there. So again, in the 60s, it just proved how, everybody can live together and enjoy each other's company and be true to each other. So that was a wonderful experience too.
Great. It was great. We had a good group of guys. We had a wonderful coach. It was a great experience at the University of Toledo. I wouldn't have changed it for anything, and I'm very happy that I attended the University of Toledo.
We had a very good streak going, a lot of camaraderie and so forth and everything else, and we just believed that we couldn't lose, and we didn't.
When I came in and was interviewed for the job, one of the questions I asked, oh, by the way, how did the team do last year? And they said, well, for the last 2 years, they've been in last place. So winning the 4 championships in a row is a feat, but it's a feat where we started in last place and went to first place. And each one of the 4 championships were more decisive than the one the year before. And the conference was getting better because I was setting the tone of what it was going to take to win a conference championship.
And so whenever I was at work, putting in a 12-hour day, you know, I had the focus and the determination that I learned from you know, trying to get good on the tennis court here. So, you know, in my work career, I've always liked to hire people who, you know, had worked hard to be good at something athletically, because they developed those same skills. So those skills have been a lifesaver to me for 40 years.
Get involved in the school, in the sports, in the tennis, making the relationships with your peers on the tennis team, keeping them alive forever. I have several friends that we speak all the time, and they become my best friends.
It taught me to grow up, to believe in myself, because I was on the court, of course, by myself. I was in a tough curriculum in school, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to be a pharmacist, but I always kept missing practices in the afternoon because of pharmacy labs. So I had to go down and practice after I got out of pharmacy lab, and thankfully a lot of the players on the team would go down and practice with me. So that was really good.
A lot of the experiences were just the fun of traveling with the guys to the different places when we went on the southern trip. It was a lot of fun. We had the airport limo that we would drive in, and we played cards while we were traveling along in the van. And just going to all the different schools, you know, it's North Carolina, South Carolina, Furman, Wake Forest, Presbyterian, a lot of good schools.
Tennis is a game that allows you to meet a lot of people. It breaks down barriers. It breaks down language barriers and other barriers. So it's been a wonderful experience for me that I've carried on the rest of my life.
I think the University of Toledo experience, for me personally, as the first 6 years I was in coaching, was just unbelievable. And the amount, and you'll never hear this from coaches, but they should say it, a coach learns a lot from players. It isn't just players learn a lot from the coach. They learn a lot not only about technical things of players they can't do, but they learn about personalities of players.
You learn how to get along with people, you learn manners, you learn honesty, you learn how to play tennis better than you played prior. It was just a great experience. It becomes part of you. This was a great experience in every way.
Just stay at it, and you have to just work at it. That never changes no matter what you do. You just have to work at it. And with the type of athletes that are out there nowadays and that, compared to my age and that, you got to work harder.
You have to have ultimate confidence in yourself. And that confidence then will carry you through a lot of different things. And it is obvious to you with your confidence that if I perform my best, I expect to win. And if a person loses confidence, they lose usually the technique in their game. They're not strategically as sound as they should be. So you get that through all the mental processes and so on. And as an athlete gets better in their sport, it's not as much a technical problem. In other words, if you lose this day, you don't say, well, my forehand and backhand weren't good. Well, they maybe weren't, but it isn't because they couldn't have been. It's the same forehand and backhand you've always had. It's that mentally you weren't into it. You see, you didn't really start doing all of the right things. So it becomes a combination of the two, and the fact of the matter is you've got to say to yourself when you go out there, I want to play the best match of my life.
You need to go out every day and give it your best, no matter how good of a day you're having. Try to make the best of what you're doing. Put your heart into it, and when you walk off the court, make sure you can still smile.
You're not going to win them all, but you keep trying, and you just strive to do your best. That's all you can do.
I think if you're a future player, the most important thing is the mental side of the game. And enjoy yourself. You should have a lot of fun, because it's not just the game itself, but the physical part of getting your body strong. It's teaching you about having endurance, not giving up, because you have to fight. And life is not always a piece of cake. There'll be times you have to overcome things. And tennis teaches you a lot about endurance, not giving up. You might lose the first set, but there's 2 more sets. So it helps you as a person get along with people. It also is good for the physical side of it. I think it makes a person a more rounded person.
I think never giving up, persistence. Somebody can feel that they're they have a certain weakness in their game. That weakness doesn't have to be permanent. Try to analyze what's wrong with your game, or to broaden that, try to analyze what's wrong with your life, figure out a way to improve upon it, work at that, and in fact, you will improve upon that.
Don't listen to the noise out there. You can do it if you just hit enough tennis balls. It's all about X number of tennis balls. And as soon as you learn those strokes, and working on those strokes, you'll be very good.
You just have to have good competitors, and you have to recruit a person who has a great personality, who's not only good, but will get along with the rest of his teammates and so forth and everything else. You can't recruit loners and so forth, regardless how good they are, because the chemistry is not going to be there for the team.
Enjoy every minute of it, because it goes so fast. It ends, and you can't recapture it. Enjoy every minute of it.